Hello everyone, today we're going to be talking about the role sheets that I set up for each raid. One is my Vortex Temple, and second is my Twilight Temple. I'll leave all of the sheets in the description below, so if you do want to use them, you can use them. However, the format that I'm going to put them in is going to be view only, so the only way that you can use them in order to edit them is you're going to have to click File over here and make a copy. After you make a copy or your own copy, then you'll be able to change these names over here and fill up all the other stuff that you need to do. There's a lot of information here. However, you could ignore all of this if you already know the mechanics. The main thing that I use is right here. So party 1 and party 2. So party 1 is ice side, party 2 is fire side. I fill out the names here as well as each person's role. So whoever's the tank was going to go here, the keeper, the healer, DPS 1, 2, 3. And so forth and so on. And then at the sides over here, I have the order of which orb each person blocks. So I just fill out this part. And then for people who are not sure about what these orders mean, like 1, 2, 3, 7, it explains over here. It's relatively straightforward, relatively easy. So feel free to just copy this and then just change the names over here, screenshot it and post it in your Discord so that everyone knows what their role is. So boss 1's relatively easy. Boss 2 is the Great Thrall. The Great Thrall, we still use the same cheese method, so I don't have a roll sheet for that. This is my boss 3 roll sheet over here. The most important ones is probably just going to be the conduction over here, as well as letting people know who's range ad, who's melee ad, which again is filled out over here. And finally down here, it's after 35% to 10%. It explains over here which orb everyone needs to stun, as well as which people have to kill the ad and who baits the breakdowns. So this is the roll sheet for boss 3. Again, is the same thing. You click on file over here and make a copy, and then you'll be able to edit out all the names and roles and stuff like that, and adjust it accordingly. For boss 4, there is a sheet over here. However, I don't use it. I never use this. Mainly because I just organize the parties, party 1, party 2, and I just type out the 3 people who go into the middle. So the 3 people who go into the middle, you're basically just DPS, and party 1 just CC, party 2 just CC. As for positions during phase, I usually just tell people like, oh, who's going to 11 o'clock, who's going to 2 o'clock, who's going to 6 o'clock, stuff like that. I just do it verbally, so I don't have a roll sheet for that. And that covers Vortex Temple. Next is the one that most people are probably looking for, and that is Twilight Temple. Again, this is the Twilight Temple sheet. You want to click on File and make a copy in order to edit everything. So since Twilight Temple is complicated enough, especially like first boss, second boss, third boss, etc., we try to make the roll sheet as simple as possible. So we have 8 o'clock, 4 o'clock, and 6 o'clock for the first boss, and this is how we do our soul bursts. And then we have farm mark. Farm marks basically are the people who are actually doing the soul burst. They just stand still. And over here we have written on which people clear their stacks at each position. That way we don't mix up anything, as well as their roles. So you can see here Biscuit is carrier 1, Travis is carrier 2, Kupo's carrier 3. And then down here we have the destruction orbs, from 100% to 50%. First orb is always going to be Biscuit. Arena is going to be the rescuer for Biscuit. The second orb carrier is going to be Travis. The rescuer for that will be Ruby. And then from 50% to 0%, there's going to be 3 orbs. So we have an extra carrier, which is Kupo, and then Lori rescues Kupo. And then if any of these people die, such as Biscuit, Travis, or Kupo, then Kirei or myself are going to be the backups, just in case any of the orb carriers die. And that's basically how we set it up for boss 1. However, if you guys need more information on how to do boss 1, I do have a guide video, which is also linked in the description below. You can check it out so that you get a better understanding about how this boss fight works. The most important thing is going to be soul burst. A lot of you guys are going to get stuck there because it does require you to have all players shown. So that will be it's going to lag a lot for a lot of players who don't have very good PCs. Unfortunately, there's no workaround that. Boss 2 is even more easier. Boss 2, we literally just have a cross order, so like whoever's crossing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 all the way to 12. And then for mech position during liberation, we do have positions over here. I do not have a guide on boss 2 yet, however it will be coming out soon, probably sometime next week. Over here is boss 3. The boss 3 sheet that we have is much messier, much more complicated, because boss 3 is a very complicated boss fight. However, you can just take a look at it yourself. I don't want to explain each phase because it will take a very long time to explain it. I probably will explain the roll sheet a little bit more in detail when I do make my boss 3 guide. And here is the roll sheet for boss 4. Boss 4 is a lot easier compared to boss 3. However, the person who has to make the roll sheet has a very difficult time, especially sorting out your conduction phases at 90%, 60%, and 30%. These phases, like sorting out who goes to what clock position, is a pain in the ass. So if you are the raid leader or if you are doing the roll sheet for boss 4, Godspeed, good luck, because this sucks. Doing this roll sheet really sucked. But you probably could try to copy our roll sheet over here and just switch out the names. Just make sure that the neutral buffs, the light buffs, and the dark buffs, you got to make sure that they don't, you don't end up killing anyone from that. But yeah, that's basically the roll sheets that I can provide to you guys. And again, all of these links are in the description below. Just make sure that you go to file and that you go make a copy, because if you don't make a copy, you won't be able to edit the names, because I will be making this view only so that you guys don't mess up my roll sheets, or else I don't want to redo any of these work. But yeah, hopefully this video helped. If it did, I would appreciate a subscribe, as it really does help out my channel. And as always, thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Bye.
What can I say except you're welcome for the heals, the boost,